Hello, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about some stuff that annoys me in terms of what people say, what YouTubers say in their videos. Now, I think that YouTubers do have, well, they have some influence, not a lot, but they have some influence at least. Especially when people are researching for gear, or they are researching for how to do stuff. And I'm in my line of, in my branch of whatever you can call it, what I know about is photography. I'm not saying I'm an expert, by no means, but as you can probably see in some of my other videos, there's stuff that I can do and there's stuff that I can't do. Well, judge for yourself. But at least I know that there are specific areas where I need to train some more to be good at that thing. Jesus, no. But there are some things that I keep seeing out there, which annoys me. Irritates me, and it could be damaging for not only you as someone who might want to learn something, but it could also be damaging for some of the companies out there, and that's the problem, I think. So you need to be responsible when you do those YouTube videos. Don't say something to be so categorical and say this is what it is and this is how it is and this is blah blah blah, unless you're dead sure that you're right about what you're saying. So in this video I'm not going to name anyone in specific. I'm not going to name any names. I might put in a brand or two to give you an example, or maybe I'm not going to, but yeah. And again, don't look at me as if I'm the expert. I'm just going to give you my opinion on a few things that annoys and irritates me out there, and I think that someone needs to get a grip and pull themselves together. So there's two things. Today, at least, I might do another video if I come across something else at a point. First thing is, when you do reviews of gear and when you recommend gear, you need to be absolutely dead certain that what you say is the truth. I saw a video the other day, and there was some comments, or they said in the video, they said that this specific brand of camera will not be something that you can grow into because there's supposed to be a specific mount on this camera that works in a way so that the other lenses from the same brand does not work on this camera. That was not true. The APS-C system from this specific brand can take the full frame lenses from the same brand, from the same mount, and also with an adapter use some of the older lenses from this specific brand. But they didn't mention that. So you have this review or this video where they tell people what's the best camera for within a specific price range, and then they came up with this and say, so if you want to grow into this might not be the camera, and then they move on to the next one. And they did it the same with another brand, but that was true. In that brand it was true, but in this specific brand it wasn't the truth. So they haven't done their research, or they don't know what they're talking about, or I don't know why, I don't know what, but it was just, you can't do that, because potentially you're damaging a brand. How can you do that? How can you be out there with your YouTube videos with a bunch of followers and damage a brand? You can have an opinion and say, I don't like this brand. I don't like the files coming out of this camera. I don't like the menu system. I don't like this. I don't like that. You can say that. I can say that I don't like Sony's menu systems. I can say I don't like what's it called? The handling of the cameras. I can say that. That's why I shoot on Nikon cameras, because I like the handling and I like the files, I like the menu system, stuff like that. But that's my opinion. But you cannot go out there and say something that is supposedly facts which are not true. You can't do that. And for me, it's not enough to, and I did comment on that video, for me it's not enough that they say, all right, thanks for correcting that. They need to take down that video and make another one where they say the truth. You can't do that. This is simply, yeah, it pisses me off, you can see that. So, that's one thing. That's about gear. Another thing I hear a lot where there seems to be a lot of confusion is about aperture. People talk about large apertures and small apertures, which is correct. Large f-stops and small f-stops, which is basically correct, but you can't put that into just lenses. So let's just say large f numbers and small f numbers. That is also correct. You can talk like that. And you can talk about shallow depth of field or not so shallow, or a wide depth of field. Which is meaning how much of the image, this is the camera is over here and the subject is over here, how much is in focus. You can talk about that, yes, but you cannot put it the wrong way. You have to explain these things in a way so that people understand it. So just to get it straight, a large aperture is the smallest number. And that means that the lens is open. The smallest number, the lens is wide open. The bigger the number, say an f16, you close it down, and that's a smaller aperture per se, because it's not that open. Big aperture, small number, small aperture, big number. So that's the opposite. And that's because it's actually fractions of how much a lens it's open. But that's a different story. You can look that up yourself if you want to know something about that. That's basic knowledge. And also for those guys, they know that the lens, the more open it is, the more light it lets in. And I hope they know this, what I'm saying now. I hope they know that if you open the lens, you get a shallower depth of field, which means the focus plane, what's in focus, is less than if you use a smaller aperture, then more gets in focus. But they get it wrong. So many times I've heard them say, yeah, you need to get a lens. Let's say they want to go from an f4 lens, which with the maximum aperture of f4, and then there's 2.8 because you get a larger depth of field. No, you don't. Or get a bigger. I think they use the term bigger depth of field. No, it's the other way around. The depth of field, DOF, D-O-F, depth of field, depth, it's impossible to say for someone from Denmark, I'm sorry about that. But the more you open the lens, the smaller the depth of field, the thinner it gets. And that's why those lenses with 1.2 or 0.95 apertures can be extremely tricky to shoot with, because it's get razor thin depth of field, especially on full frame cameras, and more if you go on a medium format, it's going totally crazy. They need to get that right, and they need to explain that to you right. And by the way, there's no such thing as a good and bad depth of field. That's what you feel like doing in a specific situation, what you think or what you feel looks good. That's fine, that's your opinion. But you cannot say that this one thing is better than the other. So, yeah, sorry about that. I talk too much. But that's it. That's just what I want to say today. So first, get your facts straight and don't say something you don't know anything about, or at least say, this is what I think, or I believe this is right, or whatever. Just put that little disclaimer in there, then I'm fine with it. But you guys, again, with 500,000 now, I've seen the depth of field stuff. I've seen people with over 1 million followers get that wrong, and people listen to guys like that. A guy with over 1 million followers, or a lady, or whatever it is, but a person, they have huge influence on what people believe. So don't confuse people. Don't confuse your viewers. Just give it to them, but be true about it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I promise you that, or I can't promise you that this is the last time I'm going to be mad at someone else, but I can promise you that it'll be a while before I cough up with some bad stuff like this. I don't know, being mad about stuff, but it might come to me again. So usually I'm a quite normal and nice, not nice, but I'm just me. But yeah, for those of you who've seen these videos before with me, know that I'm pretty down to earth. But yeah, it pissed me off, and now I got this off my chest. So I promised you next time I'm going to do something a bit more fun and cozy, or whatever it'll be. It might be serious, I don't know, but I won't be arguing with anyone about stuff like that. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more from the channel. There's also something about photography and video stuff like that. And I do some reviews, some tech reviews, or some, well, my kind of reviews, not scientifically done. I'm just putting out my opinion as far as it goes. But yeah. So thumbs up, subscribe if you like, and you can comment all you like. I promise you to answer your questions. And if I've got something totally wrong in this video, I really specifically have said something that is a lie, that is not true, I promise you I will take the video down. So thanks for watching. Bye.